What's up everyone? Today we'll be beating Bazaar on Chimps, and to start off we are going to be placing 3 dart monkeys down and having the middle one set to strong targeting priority. Then we'll be upgrading the far right one to a 0-3-0 as quickly as possible. So I realized as I was doing this at the beginning seemed to be pretty RNG until I started microing the dart monkeys. So on even rounds I would set the far right dart monkey to last priority and the left to first, and then on odd rounds I would swap that so the left would be on last and the right would be on first. And this just allows those two respective monkeys to have straight shots and then picking off the remainers. And when I did this, there was actually not a single time that Bloons got by. So if you guys just follow that concept until you place down the submarine, you should be set. And I did do this run a few more times after recording just to make sure that the microing of the monkeys did make it basically RNG proof, and it seemed to hold true. But after this, we're going to place down Admiral Brickle on the far left so that she can fire through the tree line as well as at both paths. And then we're going to place a submarine just to the right of her and upgrade it to a 1-0-0 right away and then a 1-0-1. This allows it so that it can hit both paths as well as getting the attack speed increase. Now, the upgrade order is a little funky on the submarine just to get us through these rounds, but now we are going to a 1-0-2 to get the extra popping power, and we'll be activating Admiral Brickle's ability on round 21. Moving on, we're going to upgrade the Dart Monkey into a 0-3-2 so it can pop the camo balloon. Now we're going to go back to the submarine and upgrade it to a 2-0-2. After this, we're going to place on a Monkey Buccaneer down into the right and upgrade it to a 0-0 for now. Activate Admiral Brickle's ability so that you can pop the lead balloons, and now you have enough money to upgrade the Buccaneer so that it can pop the lead balloons. And then we're going to upgrade the Submarine into a 2-0-3. Then we'll go back to the Monkey Buccaneer and upgrade it into a 0-3-2. This is just so that it will be able to take out all the lead balloons on the right side, as well as giving our submarines a ton of camo detection vision later on. This is a pretty underrated upgrade in my opinion. It handles the mid-rounds very well. It does really fall off late, but we're just using it to get through the 40s and 50s. But after this, we are going to place down another submarine and upgrade it to a 2-0-3 right away. One thing to note is throughout this run, I'm going to try to mention every time I use an ability that I think was important, just so that you guys don't miss it. Just to show that if you follow what I do, you should get through this run no problem. But after you finish that submarine off, you're going to place an Alchemist right in the middle, so that it will be able to buff our hero and the 2 subs. And you're going to get this guy into a 4-0-2 as quickly as possible. Activate Brickle's ability to pop the Moab on 40, and then go back to upgrading the Alchemist into a 4-0-2. You don't want the Alchemist to hit the Buccaneer on bottom, whereas that'd be good right now. It would be bad in the long run because that Buccaneer does fall off later on. But once we're done with the Alchemist, we're going to place down another submarine and get it to a 2-0-3 as quickly as possible. Now we'll place another submarine down and get it to a 2-0-3, and then a Buccaneer right on top of the hero and get that to a 3-1-0 Monkey Buccaneer. Now we will clear the top left trees and place down a monkey village as far to the right as possible so it'll hit as many submarines and boats as we can, and then we'll upgrade this monkey village into a 2-2-0. So now we will save up to get our Monkey Buccaneer up to a 4-1-0, then a 4-2-0, and then a 5-2-0 Flagship Carrier. The Flagship Carrier is excellent on this map, especially when combined with the hero, because the extra attack speed to all water-based monkeys pairs greatly with the active extra attack speed that the hero gives. So now that we are just saving up for the flagship carrier, I am just going to point out some abilities that we will use along the way. And the first is we're going to place a mine in the bottom canal right on top of the bottom Buccaneer right there, so that it can help with around 60 BFB. Not sure if it's needed, but it definitely helps. As you can see there, it just took out all the mobs for us. And then coming up here, I'll use the mine again to take out a mob in the bottom right as well. I really enjoy putting the mines right on top of that Buccaneer or on top of our hero, because it will hit right away on the entrance path, or if nothing gets that far, it will hit the middle path on the other side of the map. But for round 63, we aren't going to use any abilities until the very end, and then we'll use the extra attack speed to help us clear the final bigger wave of ceramics, and then we'll place a mine down for 64 as well in the bottom right on top of that Buccaneer. But yeah, we are just using these abilities to help us get by as we are saving up for that flagship carrier, which will just propel us into the late game. I put a mine on top of that Buccaneer to help with this BFB. That is the trend that I went with. I just put a mine there anytime a BFB was coming, just to make sure that nothing would get too far. If anything does start to get pretty far in, you can always just activate our hero's first ability, which makes everything attack super fast, and that should allow for nothing to get very far in, as the attack speed increase is pretty good. Once again, a BFB is coming from the bottom path, so I put a mine on top of the Buccaneer. Just following the same plan, we're getting super close to the flagship carrier, so I'm playing it super safe. Just activated the extra attack speed to make sure that nothing got by, and we're just a few hundred away from it. So there's another mine on that path to help take out the BFB. I'm just spam clicking. There's a flagship carrier. Huge increase in popping power for not only our Buccaneer, but also for all of the submarines around it. Huge increased attack speed, as well as everything the Buccaneer does has increased pierce damage, attack speed, etc. But then on top of the deck of the new on the flagship carrier, we'll put down a 402 Alchemist. We're gonna have so many submarines there that we need more than just one Alchemist buffing them all. And since it has the faster throwing, it can keep 3 towers buffed at all times, assuming they don't attack too fast. So we will need more than just one of them. But after that, we are going to place down some more submarines and get them into 203s, just to take advantage of the extra attack speed that the Buccaneer provides. So I did just put down another mine on top of the Buccaneer on bottom, and then now that we have 5 monkey subs, we are going to select the top middle one and upgrade it to a 205 Submarine Commander. And there's another mine in the left side of the bottom canal, just because 78 can be kind of tough. And then it can also hit the top path coming up here, and I wanted to start the cooldown. But there we selected the top middle sub and got it to a 204, and now we're just going to save up for 27k and get it into a 205 Submarine Commander. Just give our subs yet another buff on top of all the ones they have already, and it makes for a relatively easy run. This is definitely the part where we coast, but there is another mine in the bottom canal. I kind of spread them out because I knew the ZOMG was coming on round 80, and those mines will be more than enough to take them all out. But yeah, we're just saving up to get that Submarine Commander for right now. And here I am just replacing the mine that was used up on that bottom Monkey Buccaneer. The mines do time out eventually, they don't last forever, but you can place a few of them down, so it is nice to kind of get a little stockpile going. And then right here I just put a mine down on top of our hero in the top canal on the bottom left of it. So here I saw a ton of BFBs coming, so I just threw down a mine in the bottom right and then upgraded our submarine into a 205 submarine commander, and we shouldn't have any problems for a while now. And we're just going to start spamming submarines. So there's another 203. We're up to 6 submarines, and we are just going to keep pumping them out. One tip for placement of them is try to get them in the range of the monkey village, which, speaking of, after you get 6 total submarines, we're going to upgrade our monkey village into a 230. There I just placed another mine on top of the bottom buccaneer. Not needed for this round, but it will be helpful for 88. There I just took out a bunch of them. But now that we have 8100, we'll upgrade that the monkey village into a 230, and then we will go back to placing submarines. So once again, try to get it in the monkey village's range so it gets the attack speed buff. And here we're going to place down a mine to help out with the round 90 DDTs on top of that monkey buccaneer. They shouldn't be a problem, but it definitely does help take out the first 2. And then here I did put another mine on top of that bottom buccaneer. Definitely my favorite spot to put it, as the even rounds tend to need more mine help than the odds. But now that we have 8 total submarines, and then we put down another mine to help with those ZMGs. But now that we have 8 submarines, we're going to start upgrading them all to 204s so they get the extra MOB damage that we desperately need in the 90s. But here we're going to go through each and every one and get them to 204s. And then we will place another mine in the bottom right to help with all of the ZMGs coming out right now. So round 95 is a special one. It spams leads and the purple balloons at you for a while. I would recommend putting down a mine on top of your hero now that it is level 20. But the second you see DDTs spawn, hit the extra attack speed ability from your hero, and you should clear it no problem. But now that we have all of our monkey subs to 204s, there are only a few more things we need. One, we need to put this mine down to help out with the BFBs. The mines at level 20 do incredible amounts of damage. But what we need help is on round 98. We need extra help doing damage to all of the blimps coming our way. So we're going to get an Alchemist in the bottom right and get it to a 030 and set it to strong targeting priority. This just makes it so all of the the blimp class balloons take extra damage. We're going to put another mine down in the bottom right to help out with round 98. And then our ninja in the top left, we are going to get to a 040. Activate your extra attack speed and place down another mine to help us through 98, which is surprisingly tough even though there are no DDTs. But with the Alchemist and abilities, you should get through it no problem. On 99, right when you see a reinforced DDT, activate the ninja's slow down the balloons. Place down a mine for around 100. And then once the bad comes around this corner, activate the extra attack speed. And you should beat it no problem, but that is all I have for you guys today, so please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.